except for Eternal Engine. He recently picked that up. And Draco's probably gonna go for everything. I guess he goes for CGSS now, right?
I believe so, yes, and looks like they're off. First off, we've got City Escape, first level of the run. We've got this cool little board section here where she's going to be going down and trying to trick off the ramps and not hit any of the walls.
Yep, this part's pretty straightforward. You just don't want to hit cars, don't hit walls, and as long as you're jumping off the ramp, you're good.
Oh, looks like one was missed. It's a bit unfortunate. They can be a little bit tricky sometimes, depending on how you approach them. You can just kind of straight up miss them. Happens to the best of us. We got us going off to the races now.
Okay, Draco's probably going to give C Skip one shot. I don't know about Stellar. He might try for it.
Yeah.
Draco does not get it. Okay. So now we get to see a nice, fun skipless. We get to see 2 skipless Cs.
Yep.
This stage is so good. I love watching skipless Cs because, like, staying to the ground and hitting all the rails like as early as possible with so much. Ooh, Draco accidentally gets a fast rail there, and he doesn't really know what to do about it. Unfortunately, that would have been amazing if he had the presence of mind to, like, you know, correct his movement. And you see Draco shoots straight forward when he gets off that loop. If you just jump off the loop and you hold up, then you will actually get really good speed off of that.
Yeah.
So
and it just kind of sends you flying. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's an important thing to know, and something that a lot of lower and mid-level runners don't understand.
Yeah, it can be a little bit tricky though. Looks like Draco's having a little bit of trouble on the truck section. This truck section is especially difficult due to the fact that you can't really see what you're doing. Basically what you need to do is you need to chain your spin dashes over the hill on the flat part between each hill. And the reason that this is difficult is because you just kind of can't see it. There's no real good visual cue, but eventually you start to understand the timing.
Okay, we can see Stellar's chaining his spin dashes down the truck section, which that's not really what you want to do. When you're in ball form and going down a hill, you go a lot faster. So chaining spin dashes is what you're going to want to see on flat ground, not on like declines and stuff.
Right.
Okay, we got like some standard front box strats. It looks like his second hit was a tiny bit slow, so now all the hits are actually pushing Bigfoot backwards. If you get all the hits as soon as possible, he'll stay just about right in place. So that's what you're aiming for, to get those 621s.
Yep. What we see Stellar doing here is a little bit of a safer strat that a lot of newer runners do, where you jump off the back box instead, which gives you a lot more time to hit Bigfoot. Makes it a lot less risky. And we got Draco in the first knuckle stage, and it looks like he got a free piece. I did happen to miss which one that was.
I didn't see it either. I was too busy looking at another Bigfoot. I love
that was
Bigfoot.
very good.
That's the kind of pieces that you want to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What with knuckle stages, you get the first hint for every piece optimally. And then you just go to where it is based on that one hint. There's about 100 pieces per stage that you have to memorize this hint for. So it's definitely intimidating. But if you just take your time with it, it ends up not being that bad.
Yeah, it just takes... It's like a time sink more than anything. More than like getting straight up good. It's just like being able to learn.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Eggman's already dead. Yeah, that's that fight.
Yeah. Ooh, gosh. Center the 8th pillar from the bottom. Ugh, that's not fun.
Ugh, definitely not. Definitely a very, very, very
it's not fun when he's going the wrong way. But he's figured that out. He saw he didn't get the radar ping, and he's corrected himself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we're on to Draco's on Prison Lane. I love this stage. Prison Lane is straight up just... You gotta shoot all these guys before you get to the doors that they trigger. And you're gonna be shooting tons of guys through the walls. You're gonna have to, like, take weird routes to make sure you don't lose all your speed.
And most importantly, you're going to be jumping around corners. What this does is it maintains your speed around sharp corners very, very well. If you just take a sharp corner without jumping, you're just going to lose all your speed. And that's no bueno. So by jumping, we can maintain it a bit. We see Stella coming into Eggman. Definitely the easiest boss fight in the entire game. You just kind of hold forward and shoot.
Yeah, you get like a 12 or a 13 depending on like whether he shoots back at you, which it depends a little bit on your movement, but in the grand scheme of things, we don't really find that it matters that much. So It's like... Okay, so Draco's struggling a little bit on the second section. His movement's a little sloppy, and he also misses a beetle there, so he has to wait for that door to open.
Yeah, that beetle can be definitely very tricky to shoot sometimes. But, as you can see there, he actually used shooting through the ceiling. Because Tails can't just shoot through walls, he can also shoot through ceilings. And he was able to hit an enemy early, which let the gate open.
Yeah, unfortunately, he wasn't able to really capitalize on that, though. Because, well, I guess he still did because it opens the one on top, but he didn't get the full strat, which is getting the fence hop.
Yeah, the gate hop, or fence hop, whichever. I've heard both terms. We call them, you saw Stellar do there. You basically hop on a gate and then hop up to the top and then try to hop into the little area where the elevator takes you. Each one saves a few seconds and it's definitely nice. We got Draco coming up here on Metal Harbor. For Metal Harbor, it's definitely the easiest Sonic stage to die on. Do you want to go over a little bit why, Geek?
Oh yeah. I mean, you can see all these jumps that are across these huge gaps that require homing onto enemies, which can sometimes be inconsistent. Lots of really tight spin dash jumps where if you're a couple frames late or if you fat thumb and like miss the jump, I mean, you're straight up dead. There's lots of open gaps, and like seeing low level versus high level runners playing this stage is absolutely insane. Like what can be done if you're playing extremely on point.
Right. There's also a few nuances in this stage that really go without being obvious. For example, on the rocket here, if you mash A on the rocket, you'll jump off about 3 seconds earlier. And after the first light trail, if you do not hold any direction, you'll fall to the ground about 2 seconds faster.
Yeah, so it's a lot of knowledge and really heavy execution on tons of stuff. It really goes to show how Sonic stages are just absolutely nutty if you really want to get into it.
Yeah.
Let's see what Stellar does. I saw he jumped there. That's like a different setup for, I guess he was going for underloop.
Underloop, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what time he gets the upgrade. Ooh, okay. That was a little scary. A little slow, but he definitely had the height for it.
Yeah. Again, a lot of Metal Harbor when you're first starting off is just being safe. Like, this stage is so easy to die on that you just kind of want to avoid that when you're new. We got the infamous Faker cutscene over on Draco's screen. Draco's going to be going for a pretty interesting strat here. Basically, he's going to spin dash Shadow and then just kind of dance around him, beating him up.
Yeah. This
He's
strat's
one of
a little
very
bit...
few runners who does this strat.
Yeah, I think you've seen this strat, like... Let's see, I actually did it yesterday, and I think the only other person who did it was Dej on... It was Monday, I guess?
I believe.
Yeah. It's kind of a safe strat to go for. It doesn't really waste much time if he full hops afterwards. And it's pretty easy to hit. It's just like you have to get used to it.
Definitely.
Alright, let's see if Stellar presses the A button. I told him to press it. He did not. Aw. Okay. Yeah, jumping off there saves a ton of time, obviously. Ooh. Oh man, no. He's trying to get the camera sorted, and he didn't start moving forward until it was too late. Okay, so we've got Green Forest on the right. Draco's having an interesting time with it. I think he might have vertexed at a couple of spots because he was hitting that spring a little bit slower than you typically see. Ooh, and he makes a really, really tight loop skip. $39 at the top. That's respectable. Going for the right spring just to save just a little bit of time right here.
There we go. There, Stellar gets it this time.
Ooh, let's see if he gets wall run. Okay. He's using the loop speed from that loop to stick to the wall. He tried to go for a more advanced version that involves spin dashing, freeing your movement, and allowing you to actually jump across the gap earlier, but unfortunately he's not able to stay on. Okay, he's gonna go for one last little... Ooh! That's why these stages are scary. Green Forest especially, lots of the ground here is just made up with lots of surfaces you can stand on. So you can... I mean, it's really easy to like accidentally clip onto one of them while in midair and like lose all your height. Or like lose your spin dash form, which like just reduces the number of options you have. Let's see how Stellar does at the start of this. Oh wait, but we can also talk about Pumpkin Hill too. You can talk about Green Forest forever, but like Pumpkin Hill's super interesting too. Alright, so we got an upgrade text cancel.
Yep.
And he's got a pumpkin first piece. I wouldn't be surprised if second piece is Ghost, third piece is Church. That'd be really nice for him. Yep.
Sleepless House, that's kind of rare. You don't really see that piece very often.
No, that doesn't show up in a lot of layouts. And Lost Pumpkin, yeah, there we go. That's like standard. Well, I mean, I guess it's a little above. It's above average. Yeah,
that's a pretty darn decent layout.
I feel
anything
like
sub 40 tends to be above average.
Yeah, I feel like you always get good layouts if it's on Church or Pumpkin, and I don't like any of the Ghost Train first piece layouts. I feel like those always end up being the slow ones.
I think I tend to get the best ones with Pumpkin, because whenever I get on Church, I just get a ton of Lost Pumpkin on Pumpkin. It's really sad. It's so far away. But coming up here is Mission Street. Definitely a little bit of a difficult stage. It's cycle-based, so they're basically going to be gunning to get certain cycles. We'll see if Draco gets it here. There are a few cycle names that we have. One of them that Draco will be going for is Zero Cycle, and it all starts in a few seconds.
Yep. As soon as he gets to the first checkpoint, that's when it really, really, really begins.
Alright, well, he got the first part of it. Getting on top of that weight is difficult, for sure. So it was definitely, if you do not get it, you just cannot get Zero Cycle, which is what their cycle we refer to. The best.
Ooh, I like the little dancing he's doing. He's feeling himself.
Feeling the rhythm.
Alright, so now he has little room for mistakes here. He can like make really small ones like that. He won't have much more room to mess up. So if he gets hit by the robot up ahead, or if he accidentally punches instead of like shooting him, or if he gets held up too much by this fence, okay, he can still make it. Oh, wait. Ah, it was still a little too slow. I guess that, the hop over the iron bars was still just like a little too much.
Yep. A little bit too slow, unfortunately. It's a very, very, very tight cycle. And so, any little thing can really start to throw it off there.
Okay. Let's see how Stellar's doing with this. He gets very high up as his first piece. This is a really interesting one, because this is a top church. Top church pieces can actually spawn pieces lower on church.
Right.
So he might end up getting double church pieces, which would be really interesting to see. Not that, unfortunately, you can't see third pieces, because all of them are underground. You have to dig them up. In story mode, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Draco just settles for the first cycle, which, you know, that's nice and standard. That's pretty good. No, like, major errors or anything.
Yep. A little bit of rough RNG on Stellar's part here.
Yeah. King of the Hill is considered one of the worst pieces that you can get. It's so far away from everything else. Ooh, Steel Ghost Beam. That's not a fun first piece. If he gets a free piece, that could redeem it, though. But I don't think there was one. There were a couple other places that I don't think I saw him check. We'll see. Yeah, I guess not. Ooh, dented ceiling, but it's the close one, so it's not that hard to get. You can just kind of jump and grab this one normally. There's a second version of dented ceiling that's a little further back in the hallway, and that one requires an extremely precise jump to get. You see Stellar actually falling down to the bottom. It didn't look like he even tried to jump there. Which is interesting, because if you take the bottom route, you can't even go for the weight hop. So, I don't know if he just kind of accepted he wasn't going to get it, or what.
Yeah.
Draco's on a very cool stage right now.
Geek is also the only person who finds this stage cool.
I love this stage. So,
yeah, driving.
Yeah. What you're going to see him doing is he's going to actually, when he got to the first downhill, he started drifting. And that's because when you're drifting, you have your speed cap is higher. Or, I guess it's better to say, like, your speed doesn't... There's like a boost speed that you have, and you can preserve that speed by drifting. Your normal driving speed is like 2/3 of the speed of your drifting speed, or boost speed. So when you're drifting, you can preserve the boost speed.
Yep.
So it's pretty much that. Yeah, it's pretty much that, and he's going to be trying to grab certain collections of rings. It looks like he's actually just been going for all the rings, which I don't exactly approve of, but he can still get a good time with it. He'll probably get like a 215.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Looks like Stellar's approaching the uphill section here in Mission Street. I guess we'll explain Aquatic Mine when Stellar gets to it, because we kind of blanked on that a bit.
Yeah, we were just looking at the pieces. There's lots of cool stuff in Aquatic Mine. Mm-hmm. There are lots of little clip outs you can do. We got to see Draco do a couple. He did a sign clip out for the first piece, and then he clipped back into the main hallway by like running into that one little corner.
Yeah, it's pretty cool actually. There's an interesting camera setup that you have to do with landing on the platform that you spawn on if you want to have the correct camera once you clip out. So that like resets it.
And we can like try to point out all the different pieces that you can look for.
Right in this opening cutscene here, there's a few of them for sure.
Right, there's B1 right above his head. Left, right. All in front of the fans. And then I don't think Stellar's going to check for anything on the top though. But depending on the layouts, top runners will check for a lot of top pieces. He'll probably hit the gold beetle, or he'll hit the beetle. It's not a gold beetle. Oh yeah, he's checking for a few. Yeah. He didn't check for one of them though. Broken minecart. Yeah. You can actually see that without you can see that one without going up and breaking it.
Yeah, it's pretty tricky though.
Yeah.
A little bit of a camera manip.
Yeah. Okay, he didn't really need to check anyways, so.
Nice 2 first pieces. And we've got Draco and Hidden Base here. Hidden Base is the most technical tail stage. A lot of really interesting hover jumps. What a hover jump is basically a hover jump is when Tails with his hover upgrade when you double tap the A button. This allows Tails to get extra height. This was not intentional, but it's a side effect of how they programmed the hover, where basically it slows down not only your descent, but your transition into descent. So that allows us to get some crazy stuff in this level, which you'll be seeing a bit of. Like hopping over that fence that you saw him do earlier.
Like, lots of the stuff looks pretty normal, you know, like stuff that the developers might have thought, like, oh, you know, they could do this. But then we're going to get to, like, there's one specific one you'll see, and you'll know it's like, maybe there's something a little wrong here.
Yeah. Hopping over those doors is a little bit less obvious than what you'll be seeing in a second, but still another unintentional thing.
Okay, he's gonna get up here, say hi to all the monkeys. Did he catch it? He didn't get the 3rd dynamite pack, so it's gonna be a little bit slower right there. Didn't lose that much time. Yeah. He waited to make sure he targeted all of them, so that was 151.
Good. Respectable.
Yeah.
Stellar's just going through Route 101. It's a focus-intensive stage, despite how it may look.
I think he's gonna get a... Oh yeah, he got the boost there. Look at that.
Good boost.
Yeah.
A lot of runners won't look at their chat during this part of the run. Now we got the most technical Sonic stage, and probably the most technical stage in the run is Pyramid Cave here.
Yeah. Draco starting out a little bit rough on this tunnel, but he still manages to get a 12 at the check, which is really what you're going to be aiming for at the high level. Ooh, and he gets that without any hassles. That's like a combination of spin dashing into the corner between objects and using spin dash hovering to allow himself to fly a little bit higher.
Yeah.
A little rough after the upgrade grab, but, you know, nothing too major. Let's see if Stellar gets a boost here. Oh yeah, I guess we should probably say something about super bouncing. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, okay. So when you're in ball form in this game, when you hit walls, depending on whether or not you're moving up or down, the game will send you in that direction, using all of your horizontal speed. So for instance, if you're moving upward in ball form and you hit a wall, it'll send you even more upward. So bouncing puts us in ball form, and if we do that right next to a wall, as you can see right there, all of our vertical or our horizontal speed gets transferred into vertical speed. So we go really high, just like that.
That's pretty much going to become a constant throughout the rest of the run. I guess you don't really use that in Final Rush, but we're going to use another bounce trick that you'll see when we get there. Stellar's starting Hidden Base. Let's see what strat he decides to go for at this beginning part. I imagine he's probably just gonna like walk around. I don't think he's gonna try for any clip outs. Oh, he's gonna reset on yellow and black stripes. I guess he thinks it's too far green.
Yeah.
Also too far green.
Very green.
Wow. This is the most green I've ever seen in my life.
This is so green. Alright, there we go.
We have a blue room piece, and that's what we want. Blue room piece ones will give us, like, the best option, at least for in-game time strats, where we can... See, he's going to take damage, unfortunately grabs a ring, but what he's going to do is he's actually going to lose a life here. He was hoping to get a piece to spawn there in the room he was just in, but unfortunately that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Guess he's only trying for it once since this is an RTA race.
Right.
Ooh, Eggman with the red nose. That's a gross piece.
Oh, he realizes he should have done the clip out there. From there, it was actually pretty good. You can clip out using the door in the green room, and it looks like he's actually going to go back for it.
Yeah. At least he gets to show off. That'll be fun to watch.
Yeah. Oh, he's trying to go through the top.
Yeah, there we
go.
go. That's a clip out.
Yeah, that allows him to get to this really quickly. From there, it was actually a very, very nice piece. Usually, though, due to where you end up from your second piece, it's usually a little bit gross.
Stellar's coming to the end of his hidden base, and it looks like he's on okay pace. He wasn't doing a lot of like the out of bounds stuff, but he's still like making decent time despite that. All right, we're gonna see Drakodan going into Boom Boo. This is the bane of a lot of lower level runners, and it's a huge run killer. It's a 40-second boss, and it's as simple as holding a direction with the stick and pressing like the action button, but at the same time, it's somehow not that simple.
Yeah, there's a lot of stress that goes into this fight. If you mess it up, you lose a lot of time. So what that means is that there's a lot of, just kind of riding on doing it. So, you can definitely crack under the pressure sometimes.
Okay, but yeah, Draco has no issues with it. That's kind of what we expected. And
Indeed.
Now we're getting to an even dumber boss.
Oh, a golem.
Ooh, let's see if Draco has any big issues with this.
I know he was doing a lot with it a little bit earlier. Trying to...
If he gets the third hit here... Okay. Yeah, he's good. This is...
Yep. Very, very good fight.
Pretty much perfect. You can't ask for much better than what he just got. Oh, wait.
Ooh.
Oh,
no.
That sucks.
That really does suck. Hopefully Golem doesn't ballerina. Okay.
He was going for the green. He was going for the green. He didn't need to do that.
There we go.
Oh,
See, with that many super bounces, he might as well just done the full fight.
Yeah. But anyways, it worked out for him in the end. That was faster than a normal skipless, just by a little bit. Yeah, commentator's curse, right?
Indeed.
Stellar's having a little bit of trouble with this door clip. It's really precise. It's not like really hard to do. It's just like if your position's just a little bit off, then you have to reset it up every time. And
just a lot of time looks like giving up on it a little bit here. Just gonna go and grab the key.
So Draco is on the last tail stage. He's going to be doing little short hops as he approaches these doors, and he's going to try to approach them from the left side so I can slip right through them and keep his speed up. Because if he bonks, he's screwed. You lose so much time from hitting the doors head on.
Definitely.
Okay, he's going over like the little fence there. That can be risky if you cut it too close, because then the camera might get stuck on it, but he goes out far enough that it's not an issue.
Yep. Yeah, so right there, that's the reason you targeted that enemy is actually pretty cool. It's another one of those things that kind of hard to notice if somebody doesn't say it. But normally that enemy would hit you, but if you target him and shoot at him, he'll stay in his little blob form and won't attack you, so it's pretty cool. Saves some time. And right there we saw first try Eternal Engine skip, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
that was I believe instant clip method is what that's called.
Yeah, I don't know. I just call it like Dark Pro method because he's like, I don't know why we call it that. I guess is he the one that like really started setting that up? I know that Stellar tries to go for a loop skip, but he doesn't move his camera around. That's a shame. But yeah, I think it's because Dark Pro figured out like what spot we should start using to line up to hold forward.
I guess instant clip would be without the setup then.
Yeah, I guess.
Alright.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Stellar's having a little bit of
another
spaghetti there. He rubbed up against the wall, so when he spin dashed, he actually went like parallel with the wall, and he didn't spin dash into it.
Mm-hmm.
Arc Siege storage area is a pretty good first piece to get. It can spawn some good combos.
Yeah, it's also nice right in the center.
I'm pretty sure it's the most common hint to get, but there are like 3 or 4 different actual locations it can be in.
Yeah.
So of course it's the most common hint that you'll get.
Right.
Ooh, this is pretty good. Middle, bottom, middle. That's like
Middle.
it's nice and average.
Yeah.
Nice and average.
Definitely nothing to complain about there.
Yeah. Looks like Stellar's just gonna take the loops as he goes towards the end of his pyramid cave. Yeah, a 40's decent. Any better than that, and I'd start saying it's above average.
Right. Looks like definitely a rough time happening on Pyramid Cave on Stellar's part.
Yeah. Hey, but we're gonna be getting into Death Chamber. Ooh, we got 2 Knuckleses on screen at the same time. Can we talk about that?
Can we talk about that?
Ooh, fly higher than a bird.
Very rough first
not a
piece
fun
here.
piece.
Yeah, you'll see why.
And Draco's going in for the Rouge fight. Just gonna fly up, get a hit. Then we're gonna get... He doesn't do the handstands of justice because he's too good for that. He wants to get the hits very precise, deliberate, for the nice sub 15. Alright, we got Draco's going into Crazy Gadget. He's been recently doing CGSS. I haven't seen him racing recently. I don't know if he's gonna go for CGS to be safe or if he's gonna go all out.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Because he can give CGSS like a second try and he'll still be a little bit faster than a CGS.
Right.
So the world wants to know, Draco, what are you gonna do? Alright, he's going for the man strat.
Oh, out of bounds first try.
Out. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, and he makes it. He's got a 50. Anything that's first try CGSS and like under a minute, you know, especially
Very
like
good.
Draco picked this up really recently, so like that's a pretty good time.
Definitely.
All right, Stellar needs to get a hint, figure out what his third piece is. Death Chamber is... Draco made Death Chamber look really easy, really methodical, which it can be, but it's super hard to learn. It's
sure.
Definitely the most intimidating of the Knuckles stages. Ooh, Draco He still got a 15 with that. Okay. I saw he was taking lots of hits. I didn't know exactly what was going on. Okay, stllr finally makes it out of Death Chamber. So he's going to be going into Boom Boo, which I'm sure he'll probably get a first cycle on. Fingers crossed. I might have ruined it just by saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Commentator's Curse Part 2. Oh, yeah. Here's the other bounce thing. We're going to... Oh.
Bounceless.
Right.
Draco
doesn't do the bounce. Okay.
This is low bounceless.
Yeah. So anyways, if you have a lot of speed and like you run off a surface and you hold your stick angle just right, then you'll actually keep the skewed gravity from when you were running on the surface. So he's doing that off the rail, and he's able to jump and hold his angle and then fly sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Most runners... Oh, you go.
No, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
I was going to say most players use a bounce here because it's a little bit easier to hold the angle if you use a bounce. And it's also a little bit faster, but...
Oh, looks like stllr seems to have messed up King Boombo here. Pretty rough.
Yeah. It's okay. He can still... The second cycle isn't too long. He only got a single hit, so... The second cycle after the first hit, it's the same length as the first. So it's not like a huge issue.
Yeah, as long as he can make sure to get the rest of these in here now.
Okay, Draco is coming in. He's got tons of height, and he's plenty close to what some of you guys might not recognize if you haven't seen a run before. But this is actually the back side at the end of the stage. So yeah, that was Final Rush. He only passed the first checkpoint, and we didn't have to see anything else. So Draco's coming into the final leg of the stage, or the final leg of the run. The final stage, basically, final boss. So he's got to fight Shadow. And this is all about just keeping up like a good homing attack rhythm.
Yo, looks like Draco's going to be getting a 38. I said that before the race. I may not have said that on stream, but I said he was going to get a 38.
A 30? Oh, okay, he gets the bounce still. He went a little bit early for the last... That was still a really good time. I don't think he did that on... I don't think he did that on purpose. I don't think it's any faster. But, yeah. 38.04. That is a really good race time. That's one of the faster races that we've had so far on deck.
Definitely. Looks like this is basically the strat that a lot of new runners do. This is known as bounceless egg golem or super bounceless egg golem. Okay, yeah. I was worried for a second that second platform wouldn't come out. If you hit it too fast, it won't come out, and it'll mess up the entire strat, and everything will just kind of die. Because he'll spin around like a ballerina, he'll mess you up inside.
Yeah, the big thing, especially for that second hit, is if you jump onto the first platform too early, that's like what really makes it not happen.
Ooh.
Like, if you jump on it too early, the second platform won't come back out. But if you wait just a little bit, then it will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, homing attack a little bit early there. Unfortunately, after the platforms are knocked down, you can't really do anything about it. Oh, and there's the ballerina. That happens when he starts his attack when you're behind him, or at least when he thinks you are, because sometimes it happens when you're in front of him. But it's definitely not optimal.
Yeah, you have to wait. Even if you do manage to get a super bounce and get the final hit on him, you have to wait for him to finish the spin still, and then you have to wait for him to just slowly explode. And it's a real pain whenever that happens, especially if it's on the last hit.
Right.
Okay, so Stellar should be going for E skip. I think he's practiced enough of it, and it's not an extremely hard skip. We usually recommend that if newer runners are looking for something cool to learn in this game, they just learn E skip, because it's a way to like skip in a really annoying part of like a long stage. You can save 45 seconds really easily just by doing that.
Yeah. And there's a bit of, like we explained a bit before, the movement tech for the doors, where you're going to want to be hopping in front of them just to slow yourself down a little bit. But it looks like Stellar is opting to just kind of go stick neutral for a little bit. Ooh, that was close. Sometimes when you land on collision, it doesn't like that and can move you a little bit there.
Yeah.
It's like they landed on the slope of the little rocket platform.
Yeah, if you want to be like doubly safe, you should probably just hover as you fall down there, because you can find clips of people just like falling through that platform or like getting stuck or weird stuff.
Yeah.
So that's definitely not something you want to toy around with, because it's like also 30 seconds away from the nearest checkpoint.
Mm-hmm. Dying is slow and bad.
Oh yeah, he's going for it. Hopefully he... Oh yeah, I guess he's going for like the walk forward setup. No, he's just... Okay. You see, one thing, this skip used to give me issues too, like when I was learning, but what you can do is, as you're falling the first time into the little tank, into that corner, you can actually pop a really quick hover, and it'll set yourself in a position that's very likely to clip out on the first try. So like as soon as you like touch the tank. So it's definitely something worth practicing and looking into if you're having issues with this trick.
Mm-hmm.
And you also need to like make sure your stick angle is just slightly right.
Yeah, it looks like Stellar's not holding the right angle here. It's like a little bit too upward.
Looks he's just gonna opt for skipless. Okay.
Yeah. Skipless Eternal Engine isn't really super notable. You get an upgrade, that's pretty cool. But most of it's just kind of cutting around corners using the same stuff that we use in Pumpkin Lane. Yes, no, Prison Lane, where we jump around the corners.
Yeah, so with all these little door openings and stuff, we don't get to talk about this too much. Especially later on the stage, there are often enemies that are just right behind the doors. So sometimes you kind of want to just go a little slower as you approach the doors, just so you don't get hit by the enemies and lose your speed anyways. He has to take that spring. Oh! No, he had to... He could have hit that spring there. That's unfortunate. He doesn't know.
He unfortunately didn't know. Instead of opting for a death abuse, he instead killed or restarted the level.
I figure at that point you'd probably just like explore and like try hidden stuff to see what works. But or yeah, just try restarting from the last checkpoint. Okay. Oh, I guess Draco was going for Fastifar. Did we even see the clip out? I wasn't paying attention to his screen. A 113, I mean, you pretty much have to go for Fastifar to get that.
Right. I think he
If
was just doing a little bit of that there.
Yeah. Anyways, shoutouts to AGDQ 2018 when Mustache goes for it and then like accidentally freaking kills it by actually getting it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was pretty something.
Yeah. I wonder if Stellar's gonna try going for E clip again.
Good question.
Oh yeah, he's going for it. No. He'll get it. He'll get it, I believe.
Same. On.
Yeah, so what Draco's trying to do on the right is he's trying to send himself through a kill plane. The way the collision detection works in this game is pretty rudimentary. It just like detects if you're inside the kill box, like on any frame, and if you are, you'll die. But that also means if you're going fast enough, that Sonic's position is on the other side of the kill plane, like on the next frame, you'll just go straight through it.
Right.
The timing on the clip out strat, I guess. I mean, as far as like the mini hover, yeah. So you want to trigger the door, and you also want to like hover to set yourself in the position just right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what he wants to do is he wants to hit. Oh no, he's gonna break the ground. Okay. Now this is where Stellar has to make the big boy play and start exploring, and he actually needs to hit the switch down there.
Right.
He needs to hit the switch down there. Hit the spring. Is he going for it? Sees it? He sees it. There we go. All right. Okay, so now that he has the cannon upgrade, he can start like shooting all the metal boxes and stuff. I'm pretty sure that's the only one that he has to break. Actually, I don't think there are any other metal boxes left in the stage. Actually,
Yeah. It's pretty silly.
yeah. Are there any metal? There aren't any metal boxes in last story, are there?
There are some in M5s.
Okay.
But no, definitely not in all story.
That
You
just
don't
seems
get the
weird.
upgrade.
This is the only spot where like you need it, but you don't even need it if you know how to clip out. That just seems weird to put like an upgrade in the game just to be like the only one. Ooh,
I mean-
he's one shot.
Ooh,
Okay. All right.
okay. Just
He's
look at
down
Shadow's
bottom.
flame ring. Yeah. So here we
Oh
just
yeah,
gotta
that's
shoot.
completely optional.
No, it's actually not for M5s.
Oh yeah, it's not for
Uh,
M5s.
I think there's like one M5 that uses it.
Look at Ancient Light. Let's look at Ancient Light. You
Ancient
don't
Light
need
is
that anywhere. In a lot of places, it just makes it a little bit harder.
Let's just talk about the magic hands for a second, because those are the best optional upgrade in the entire game. The fact that they even exist is a blessing upon this world.
Yeah, I mean, like Talon found a way to go for a
I think
go
didn't
for a
I think
CGS.
I think Ed found that.
Ed found it?
That feels like something Ed would have found.
I don't know.
It's so
I mean,
wacky and
Talon's the one
out
that
there.
talked about it a lot. We gotta
Right.
ask Ed.
We gotta
Oh, this
ask
is a
Ed.
gray piece. This is a gray ground piece, which
Ooh,
means
the Stellar's going the wrong way.
yeah, but it also means that there's a high chance that maybe he's already going.
It's a free piece.
Whoa! What is
Oh!
that? That was his piece too. What if his third
Yeah.
piece was top?
Oh my god, imagine the biggest accidental plays that we could see right about now. Come on
Yeah,
now.
dude. Stellar's looking into the fifth dimension. He can see. But yeah,
Looks like we don't get
uh, the
the full
magic hands
free.
is used for some M5 strats on Crazy Gadget. You can do a. He's routed in a CGS.
Yeah. Oh, it was Talon who found that. Never mind then.
Yeah. He'll find it. It's right there. He's got a ping now. He'll be able to find it in a second.
There we go.
Let's see what his
Most runners
third piece
actually
was.
most runners actually reset on that piece due to the piece layouts that it can spawn.
That was a really, really
Whoa.
good layout.
But in this case, it looks like that first piece has defied all expectations.
Yeah, and
And
especially if like you have the balls to actually turn and look and check for this third piece that he got. Some
right
people will check for this as a free piece. So I had no idea because this piece is kind of close to the second piece.
But it's far enough away from the first piece that it doesn't matter.
All those meteors, that was so tense.
Oh my
I thought one of
god.
them was gonna hit.
No rings either.
Man,
Oh my gosh.
that was a little wacky. I would love to see that in my run. That's like 30 seconds RNG, if not better.
I mean, you wouldn't though. You reset on that piece. First piece.
Yeah, man, that's a
You know.
shame. That's a shame
mean-
that like these layouts are like that.
Right. Because that piece seems to be either really good or awful. And then we got Rouge here. I assume Stellar's going to be picking up a bit of a ring here. Looks like Draco is going for what is known as Tash Run.
Oh no, he's being a man. I told him he's got to go for the bounceless. But he still had a little bit of trouble setting up the rest of it. But he's got it. He's got a rhythm. Not bounceless,
You mean,
ringless.
ringless.
Ah, no,
There we
he
go.
barely misses the last
Oh
hit.
no.
Ah.
This is a huge thing. Really unfortunate when that happens because you just can't see Rouge.
Yeah.
It's just not a thing that's possible. Like Rouge is invisible when it's like this. It's so bad.
There it is.
If
Anyways.
you happened to catch my run earlier, I had a 50-second fight on this due to just everything going wrong. And looks like Stellar had about the same experience here. Rouge can really just put a real downer on you. Looks like Draco ended up getting task run while we were looking away.
Yeah. Not so task run anymore, right? Because we see lots of top runners going for it.
Indeed.
It's scary, but it's
So when are
definitely
we calling...
RTA viable.
Yeah. When are we calling CGSS task CGS? Because that's basically what it is anyways.
Well, that's what it was until we started doing it.
Fair enough.
And it's, yeah. Again, another RTA viable trick. It's just like a little precise.
Well, a little. Only 30, plus hours of practice needed. Just a bit precise,
Yeah. Once you get the general idea, it's not like too hard, but it's just like the motivation to like learn how to get the clip out. It's really daunting because you can't like see where you are and you can't see the kill points. And the one time you get out, you gotta hope that you can figure out the angle to make it because it's a blind jump, pretty much.
Right, there's a lot that goes into it.
Oh, we're gonna see a fun Skipless CG is a super cool IL. If you want to like have fun watching some Sonic ILs, definitely look into some skipless CG. Pretty sure Axel Thunder has a good time on it. Ed,
Yeah.
I think he probably has an IL from getting like a 150 with an A rank.
Yeah, he has a very good A rank time. Looks like Draco is dying on bosses. That's not like Draco at all.
No. What happened?
Did Omachar just hit that, or are my eyes playing tricks on me?
Wait, just hit the box or hit the boss?
The boss. I don't think that's a thing.
I don't think so either. I don't know.
It just kind of looked like he hit a weird angle on the hit. But yeah, for Crazy Gadget skip list, there's a ton of different movement that you gotta do. We have this cool cinematic light ring. If you light dash on that 2 wide trail of rings the wrong way, you can actually go through the wall, like what we mentioned before with Vastafar, where if the game just doesn't detect you where the wall or kill plane or whatever is, you just won't be there.
Yeah. Walls don't work if you're going fast enough.
Yep.
It's a pretty much general rule. I don't know too much about the specifics, but most walls, if you're going fast enough, you can make it through.
Yeah. I can give you a bit of a briefing on the nitty-gritty of the technical later.
He's using baller strats.
Ooh,
I like this puzzle skip.
This is a really cool puzzle skip. Yeah. I love that part. That specific part. Landing on the switch is so cool.
Okay, there we go. Stellar coming out unscathed, relatively unscathed. So now we're going into the final couple little levels. We're going to probably see a skipless FR too, which is a whole other story. And both CG and FR are super good skipless. And it's a shame that there are skips for them. I would love to see people being ballers on these stages every time.
Skipless FR has FR wall run.
Okay.
And FR wall run is probably one of the coolest tricks in the game. Ooh,
Stellar going in for the punch.
Oh,
Stellar...
no!
So the punch doesn't do as much damage to Eggman.
It's about a third of the normal hit.
Yeah. So if you're too close to Eggman, or if he gets too close to you when you happen to be pressing the action button, then things get really serious for a second as you're trying to like scramble for a hit. Nope. He goes too close. It's okay. He's doing the rocket. It's good.
Okay. A death after the fight. Let's go. Those are my favorite.
I'm finally seeing like what Draco's trying to do, where he's getting a weird bounce on Hot Shot from the left. I haven't actually seen this IL before, so
cool.
Yeah, so he's doing that to get on the box faster.
Well, what you saw there with Stellar is Stellar light dashed onto a rail, which when you're moving on rails, actually, it's like as fast as you can go. Like you go so fast on rails. It's actually why what Stellar did there, jumping off, is actually slower.
Yeah. The only way that's faster. The only way it's faster is if you do like that inverse super bounce thing that we were talking about, where you ride the rail at max speed and then you like bounce into the wall to send yourself down.
Yeah, so
he's
like
just
I
gonna
mentioned,
jump across this. Can you do that?
I feel like you
Dude, I guess you can.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a lot faster to take the rail.
But that's pretty cool.
I'm really happy I saw that. That's new to me.
Right. But yeah, what an inverse super bounce is like you're moving downward with speed. It's basically how I explained super bounces earlier, is whatever up direction or down direction, whichever one you're moving. will have your horizontal speed added to it. So doing an inverse super bounce can barely make it faster, but it's really not worth it in that section. And then here we got a little bit past where you would be doing what's known as FR wall run.
Yeah. Again, using like the skewed gravity thing that we were talking about, like what was used to do FR skip, you can actually fall into the wall and stick to it, and then you can run up this entire vertical section. It's definitely one of the coolest looking tricks in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd recommend learning it, even if you are going to learn FR skip. I'd recommend learning FR wall run.
It's
to
cool.
one say that you can, and two, you get like a good understanding of how gravity is held.
Honestly, if we're gonna talk about learning how gravity is held, if you want to go balls to the walls, just learn snake skip.
Yeah, snake skip is nice. It's like baby's first gravity minute. Like it's super. That's another good one to learn.
Yeah, it's a lot longer though than FR wall run, so it's definitely more difficult. At least for holding the gravity that long and for like learning sake, it's just kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It definitely takes a bit longer.
Yeah.
My personal experience, at least.
And just in case you're wondering, you can't use the skewed gravity to like keep yourself going up. If the game detects that you're going up, it'll reset your gravity. But you can hold pretty much any downward, or you can hold even like near horizontal gravities if you're just precise enough. Yeah, Stellar also, you know, a deathless final rush. So
yeah,
that's pretty big.
is good.
Especially one thing, for the people struggling with like sub 40, sub 50, sub 1 hour. Besides learning Knuckles, the second best thing you can learn to do is just to not die. As simple as it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Just deciding to like having like the conscious effort to like realize when you're doing something that will probably kill you and then not do it in a run situation.
Right. Which sounds really, really simple, but it's actually not. When you're doing a speedrun, you have this whole mindset of rushing yourself as fast as you can. And if you do that, you will really hurt your consistency.
Okay. Well, Stellar's coming up on the final stretch. So that's nice. We're gonna be seeing a nice little completion here. I'm glad that Stellar's ending was good. Despite like the issues he was having with like Eternal Engine. Pretty much the rest of it was really good. Yeah, this boss, if you're struggling to get the rhythm down just right, it can be a big pain in the butt.
For sure.
You have to like I think it was Zelnu earlier was actually going for 4 hits on each of those little bounces. It's like an even rhythm. What I see most runners do is they do like a if it's like a 4/4 time, it's like they hit on the first and the second beats, and then they like hit on the fourth. I'm not like a rhythm guy, so I don't know like if they have a specific name for that.
Yeah.
But
Not. So wait, did you mean just for 1, 2, 3, 4?
it's like 1, 2, skip 3, and then you hit on the 4.
Oh.
Like, do somewhere like that.
Isn't that like 3, 4? I feel like that's 3, 4 rhythm.
I'm
3, speaking.
It's not 3,
out of my
4
butt here.
because that's like a. Because 3, 4 means that's 3 beats per measure, but there are 4 beats.
Yeah.
But you just don't play on the third. It's like
I guess just a lost beat. I don't know. That's what I would call it. See, I don't know anything about this. I'm just speaking out of my booty hole here.
Okay. I don't know. Like, I'm a little washed up on like.
Wait, hold up. Drake is gonna crash the game. There it goes.
Wait, how do you do that?
If you, you spin dash on the head of the snake and then jump right there, it'll crash the game.
Why?
Nobody knows.
Why though? Does it do that on GameCube? Does it do on other consoles?
I don't know, but I think it does it on all the HD versions at least. You have some of them. You should test it.
Yeah, I guess I should.
I could test it on Dolphin later. But yeah, it's pretty funny. But you see, Stellar is definitely having a bit of trouble with Shadow here.
Yeah. Okay, he only needs one more hit. That's all he needs. What he can do actually is, if for some reason you're really not getting the rhythm down, you can lag a little behind, and Shadow will do Chaos Spear, and there's a pretty big window to hit him after he does that.
Yeah. That's actually how they intended you to do it. Just look at Omochai's dialogue.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, this run was kind of a blowout. This was like 100% expected, though. Draco is a high-tier runner.
Mm-hmm. And with Stellar...
Pretty much top. I mean, he's up there. He has a 35. That's like... It's not much better than that. Yeah.
Yep.
And Stellar is just picking this up. And... Yeah. You know, what could you really expect? But Stellar put on his show. Draco put on his show. And... Yeah. This is how it goes down. I think we have one more race to go today.
Yeah, it'll be me versus Ethmar, if we can get that all set up.
Yep. Congrats to Draco, and congrats to Stellar for both completing their runs. So you can catch me at, I guess you can catch Draco at, I mean, I think it's just Drakodan. He doesn't have the underscore anymore.
Yeah, just Drakodan.
Stellar, his tag is actually stllr.
Just remove the vowels.
Yeah, no vowels. You can catch me as my normal tag, IDGeek121. It's the same on like Twitter and Twitch. So if you want to hit me up that follow, that's super cool. And the co-commentator, my co-commentator, Piner, at
Hello.
I think it's just Piner.
Yeah, just Piner.
Twitch and Twitter.
Twitter has to have the numbers. Some bumbling fool took it without the numbers.
Okay. Piner 7500.
They haven't used a Twitter account in like 8 years either. I'm mad.
All right. So I don't know what channel the next race is going to be on. Hopefully,
I think it'll be this one.
It is going to be on this one?
I've just received some info about that. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll be right back.
All right. Yep. We will see you soon.